What's up, world? It's your boy Christian on Christ, Corvettes, and Cars. I want to talk to you today about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I'm just so tired of it, and I just got to give you my opinion because we have got to get whatever people got in their head out of their head and into the facts. And the facts don't lie. We can have opinions, but we can't have different facts. And first, I'll say a scripture. I have been forgetting to do that. This one's going off 2 John, first chapter, number 6. It says, the way we show, and this is a new version, the way we show our love is to obey God's commandment. He commands us to lead a life of love. That's what you've heard from the beginning. You've heard the commandments of love from the beginning. That's what God is about, love. It's not about hate. It's not about killing everybody. It's treating people with dignity and grace and helping everyone to achieve at least a decent life that we can live comfortable together. There's always going to be poor people. That's just the way life is. It's in the scriptures. But we don't have to spit on them. We don't have to stump them. We don't have to treat other people different. We want to treat people like you would want yourself to be treated. And everybody's talking about lately about Joe Biden's poor performance. I saw it. He looked terrible. But when has ever Joe Biden debated good? Not great, even good. He'll give one or two liners. He'll say something from the teleprompter. But that's it. He's never been like a quick thinker, just like boom, boom, to spit stuff out. He just doesn't. There's lots of people like that. Even when they study and they think they know the questions, you give him something different, he has to think on it. And yes, he's old. But I'll take an old Joe Biden over what Donald Trump is even now, even what he was 10 years ago. I'll take a third of Biden than even what Joe Biden was 10 years ago, because he's been a crook and he's always going to be a crook. And I'm not just saying it, I'm going to back up some truth. Let's go back from the beginning. Not even totally beginning, but yeah, pretty much the beginning. Of course, everybody knows Donald Trump. His dad gave him money to start the business. And even back in the 80s, I got a bunch of notes, in the 80s and the 90s. Let's start it. Let's talk about, what is that? The Central Park 5, where he started. That was 1989, where he put a full page ad out, spent $85,000. That's a couple million now today. Place an ad that these young kids should be executed. 5 young black kids, they said they raped a white girl. They find out 30 years later through DNA it's not true, and he still won't say, hey, I was wrong, I'm sorry. He still doesn't. He put a full page ad saying that these young people should be executed because they were black, and that because that was it. And he's wrong. And they find out through DNA 30 years later that it wasn't them. And even the woman said later on that it wasn't them. But it didn't matter. Now, you were talking about him being a businessman. What a joke. Yeah, he was a businessman, but he's the only billionaire that's ever filed bankruptcy 6 times. He's the only one. Not only that, he created a lot of scams where he would put people in fake bonds and business ventures and then pull out of them, leaving a lot of people without their money. Let's talk about Trump University, which was a scam university. They had to close it. What about the casinos in Atlantic City? He said he was going to have the greatest casinos in all the world, and they all went bankrupt. He had an airline, which I didn't even know about, and had a shuttle back and forth. It went bankrupt. It didn't last long. They said he was buying more planes than he needed. He was fixing up planes to be lavish, and they just went bankrupt very quick. In '88, he bought a yacht for like $29 million. And then he charged somebody else to use it like in a promotion. and it was just a mess. Of course, it went bankrupt. I talked about the airline. They said he was worth 1.3 in 1990 billion dollars. They said he was only actually worth $295 million. Remember, near his election time, near 2016, he was selling vodka with his name and steaks with his name. The only thing that really saved him was The Apprentice. When The Apprentice came, it became famous all over again, and then he just started more shams up again. But you don't see no vodka around with his name on it. You don't see any steaks, no supplements, no bottled water anymore. All of them went out of businesses. They said they've got in the New York Times that he has not paid taxes in over 18 years. But he wants you to pay taxes, but he don't want himself or any rich people to pay taxes. And guess what? That's what makes us in the state that we are today. Because now, with Joe Biden, they're starting to pay some of the taxes. And of course, a lot of them are upset. So they raised the prices on everything, from building materials to food to everything. Why? Because they can. And they're pissed off. But slowly, Joe Biden is making things a little bit better. Will they ever be better? I guarantee if Donald Trump's get in business, it won't be any better. Actually, it's going to be worse. Nothing's going to come down. No housing, none of that. It's just not going to happen. They're high now, and the rich people love the money that they're getting. It might go down a few dollars, but it's not going to go down a lot. And I'm not talking about gas prices going down a few dollars. It might go down a few cents, but I don't think it's ever going to go less than $3.30 again anywhere. It might go down to $3.19 and go back up like what it's doing now, but it's not. It's just not going to happen. The guy said he's going to be a dictator on day one. Oh yeah, of course he said. He was just kidding. But he loves Putin. He loves the way China and other dictators run their country. He wants to do the same. And now with the Supreme Court justice, they gave him the right to do what he wants to do while he's in office. So if he gets back in office, guess what? We're screwed. He's not leaving. Not only he's not leaving, it's going to be rough. I mean, like CNN, all these places, anybody that report anything against him, he's going to have them executed or put in prison. Anybody that talks bad about him, they're going to put him in prison or execute him. That's just not the way. The last 3.5 years have been rough with wars, but the cabinet has been pretty solid. You don't hear wars and bickering inside the cabinet. You realize when Joe Biden was in cabinet, he's been a first of a lot. First one to have been convicted of a felony. He's the first one that's ever had more people resign in his cabinet than any other one. He had National Security, Michael Flynn. He's had a Secretary of Staff. He's had the White House chief. White House, what's his name? Anthony somebody. He's out. The Secretary of Health and Human Services, he left. Tom Price. These are all people he picked. He picked them. It's not the Democrats. He's been doing crazy stuff every week, every month from the beginning, and he just never stops. He just doesn't. It's never going to stop. All the way from the beginning, from his dad, who was a member of the KKK. He was arrested in 1927 in Queens with the KKK, with the white supremacy group. He's followed the Proud Boys and other white supremacists. And he's even said up in Virginia that some of the people who ran over those people of the crowd for the Black Lives Matter and so those other ones, they were good people on both sides. And he's also vowed for all the people that stormed the Capitol, and he's going to get them out. You can't do that. If I stormed the Capitol, I'd have been shot and killed. If I had a group of black people who stormed the Capitol, we would have been killed or put in prison for the rest of our lives. Come on, you guys got to wake up. This is just terrible. Listen, I don't think President Biden is super great. We got to start somewhere. We got to work our way in. We've got people in place that can move this thing forward. Starting, back in the day. And this is what we're doing. We're going back, forth, forth. We think things are doing good. We put a knucklehead in, and everything goes back. Starting with Bush. Bush came in and things were terrible. They were so bad they put Obama in. First 4 years were terrible. He got himself out of the recession. They started doing good. The last 4 years were great. Trump came in, everything was great. He didn't have to do anything, just keep everything good. COVID came in and he just started doing more dumb stuff. Like I said, even with the cabinet, of his own cabinet, but not only that, he was telling people to drink bleach. He was telling people to inject stupid stuff in themselves and everything will be all right. It's going to be fine tomorrow. Whatever you think about COVID, everybody knows somebody who died of COVID. Did I take a shot? No. Has other people taken a shot? Yeah. It's on whoever feels comfortable what they're doing. I believe my body is meant to take things, and all of our bodies meant to take certain diseases and things and take them and push it out of our system. Yes, sometimes we need help, from penicillin to different things. We take it. We get a real bad cold infection, we'll take penicillin. But you got to understand, whatever you do is you. But what I'm saying is, last 3.5 years have been pretty peaceful in the cabin. There's been not a lot of drama. You bring this guy back in, it's going to be more drama. He's going to cut everything that he's done. Not only Biden has got rid of a lot of student loans than anybody else. And I know some people say, well, they shouldn't have went to school if they didn't want student loans. Everybody knows college is just way too much money. It's just way too, you're talking $85,000, $150,000 for a 4-year degree. That's crazy. Most people can't pay or barely pay that for a home. So you're going to pay that for a home. Cars are outrageous. Gas prices are crazy. Where's the money coming from? And then you still want minimum wage at $7.25? Really? Really? Where's that going to happen? Yeah, you work your way up. Okay, you get $10 an hour. Okay, 40 hours, that's $400 a week. That's $1,600 a month. $1,600 a month is not even going to buy you a mortgage, much less pay for student loans. Hey, listen, I know I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. But I'm going to tell you what, I'll take a third of Biden any day and the stuff that he's done in the last 3.5 years than the 4 years that Trump done. Just chaos. And you've got to understand, you've got to seen it, all the chaos and you dummy and stupid rallies and just over and over the top. Listen, at the end of the day, we all want peace. We all want 2 John 1 and 6, to love each other and obey the commandments which we are taught. We can't put people in prison just because we don't like them. We can't shoot people just because we don't like them. We can't be king and the rules don't say we're king. Now, if you think that's making America great again, we'll find out. I just want you to know my truth. And I want you to understand, if we don't do the right thing, if we don't vote, if we vote for any secondary person that gives Donald Trump a right to get in and he's not getting out, you got to wake up, America. It's time to wake up. Vote him in. Let's do the next 4 years and find someone else. And then also, not only that, he's got a bunch of other charges that he hasn't even went to court for. And a lot of them are very serious. So I know you say, oh, he's a bull. He's got the Supreme Court to block him so he don't have to go to court. If he was innocent, I would just go to court and show it. But he's not going to do that. He's not. Listen, at the end of the day, I want peace here and all around. Working together, loving my neighbor as I love myself. Treating people that I want, way that I want to be treated. Love the commandments and doctrine in the same way. So try to do the right thing. If not, we're going to have chaos. The choice is yours. This is your boy Christian. I'm out. Peace.